Hey everyone, it's Broman here. So hopefully everyone's had, at least most of you have watched Ready Player One. I saw it twice. As I said in one video, I was gonna see Game Night and the Tomb Raider movie, but the Tomb Raider, for the Tomb Raider movie, the auditorium that it was in, I guess at first I thought there was a spot on it, like someone threw something up there and stuff. But the next day I went back to go see it because I'm like, okay, well hopefully like maybe they got the thing taken care of. But apparently I guess the projector screen, the screen is broken or something. Like I guess it's got a hole in it. So I'm like, well, maybe you should shut the auditorium down until it's fixed, and I don't know, try to do something, because I don't know why you would continue playing movies on a broken auditorium screen. Like, it doesn't make sense, but I guess money is more important. But anyways, so I wanted to talk a little bit further actually about Ready Player One. There are some things in it I didn't go into full detail with the previous review video that I did. That's because I'm trying to keep my videos short, at least, because I don't want it to be too long and boring. Like for the Last Jedi, I think that one was an hour and 44 minutes, so I'm trying to not do that. I want to keep everything short, because then it's just going to get too long and boring. I don't want to be that type of person for you guys who watch these videos. So first off, I still do like Ready Player One. I still find it entertaining, but the stories, it's okay. It is very different, and I've said it. Wade and Samantha don't meet until the end, and they don't meet until they're in Portland, Oregon, or somewhere in Oregon State, until the end of the book, which I kind of wish that they stuck to that in a way. Kind of kept it as a mystery, and at the end he sees the girl that he likes and stuff, and they finally meet. He's like, wow, she's really pretty and stuff, and on a happy ending, kind of like that, and then they kiss, and then the movie ends instead of them making out in an apartment, which I don't know why they took an apartment instead of their place, but maybe they're just trying to save their coins or something like that they have from winning the game. I would have to read the book over again because it's been a while, but anyways, so for one thing, the race at the beginning I would change. King Kong being the thing that stops them at the end there. I mean, I like Peter Jackson's King Kong because that's the one that they actually used, is his. But when I saw him, I was kind of expecting maybe planes or something like that. Which in this movie, I'm like, where the hell are the damn aircraft? The fuck? They talk about this shit, but they don't. I only see it once, from where Daito, he drops off and transforms into Gundam, and I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't there be more of this shit out there and stuff? It doesn't. I mean, I guess maybe the IOI people have that, but those transports, and that's about it. And there should be way more going on and stuff. Especially on Planet Doom, I was expecting to see maybe, I don't know, X-wing fighters or whatever, or the fighter from the original Battlestar Galactica or whatever, come right in and just start doing stuff. That would have been cool, but but for that first, for it to be a race at the beginning, I don't know how many people play racing games, but I don't think it's a lot that play that stuff. So, I mean, unless it's something at least for me, I only played a few. The first one I played was Diddy Kong Racing, I think. I didn't play the Mario Kart one. That was on the Nintendo 64, but see, something like that, that I think is what should have been the race. That should have been the race, probably. Is something like that, where you have like these abilities and stuff that you grab and you can like throw it at the players and like have fun and stuff. And so like, because at least in those races, I know there was like certain things that were going on. There was the certain ramps that you had to speed your vehicle forward and stuff. Same stuff like that, and the Ratchet and Clank game, the recent one, like I don't know what 2-3 years ago or something like that, and like I never played the Jack X, that racing game. The only other ones I've played was the 007 race scene for PlayStation. I think it was like Need for Speed Underground. What other one? Like I played. I think my first few, like most of them, was on the Nintendo 64. So perhaps if they looked at those racing games, that would have been a lot more fun instead of like seeing the damn Tyrannosaurus Rex like chomping at cars and stuff. I'm like, because the funny thing is, I've watched Jurassic World before this movie, and now I'm like, oh god damn it! Like, I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you guys. Like, I watched that movie before seeing Ready Player One. I see the T-Rex and I'm like, that's too soon. That's just way too soon. So yeah, I would have changed the first race, especially like at the end there. If they kept it at least the way that they did, if they didn't want to change it to something like, like I mentioned, Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Kart, something like that, where it's fun. You just take, the shells and stuff and throw them at people. Something like that would be fun and stuff. So, which I kind of wish they had done that now, thinking about it. Just, Jesus Christ. That's what happens when you think over things like, man, this would have been better, and then you probably get a lot of people that are like, yeah, that would have been. I don't know, I mean, if you guys like it the way it was, that's fine. But at the end there, instead of King Kong, perhaps the Cyber Demon from Doom, like, think about it, like, comes up or appears out of like a teleport or something like that, has that, the left hand cannon and stuff, and like it's about to fire it up, and I mean, that would have stopped some people like, no, I'm good. I'm sorry for going this way. I'll just not continue. Something like that. I mean, I know. The whole thing with King Kong was just kind of weird. It's like no one passes Kong and stuff, and it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. I mean, don't you just gotta shoot the beast or something like that? Because that's the other thing. Why can't the vehicles have projectiles on them and stuff? Like, see, there's like all these things missing because it just has to be a race. Like, why does it just have to be like that? Why can't it be like where... Because, I mean, they are bumping into each other, but it's like, well, if you're doing that, make it Mario Kart or something. Like, make it fun. So, that's at least one thing. And at the end there, I'm going to be jumping around here and there and stuff. Also, the other thing, though, is actually... Especially when after this race, after the first challenge to find that Easter egg, to get to it, which just seems kind of simple, really. Like, that you just do a race and then you get the egg. And I mean, it's kind of odd. Because what would stop... Like, and here's the other thing, too. Like, have your vehicle get destroyed, but have, like, a James Bond thing to it where it has, like, a jump escape. Like, your seat ejects or something like that, and then you can go down and over. Like, are there certain things that you can't do with the? Oh my god, I think these things through, and then it just like, like, Lord, like the ways I could have made it different. But anyways, after that race, he goes to the Holiday Journals, and. He's been there how many, like thousands of times or something like that. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, wouldn't he have already figured out, like, because he's apparently, like, when he's there, he's only watched parts of these things. Like, he didn't watch the whole entire memories. I'm like, well, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. Why are you not, but it's, for the plot, of course. So, that's one thing that just didn't make sense. Like, that's why I was saying, like, for at least that race part, he could have sat there, because his vehicle wasn't destroyed. He's like, well, wait a minute. And this is the other thing, though. If it's the DeLorean with the hovercraft, couldn't he just fly over King Kong? What's stopping him from doing that exactly? Oh my lord, they did not read that script thoroughly. Yeah, they did not. They didn't do a good job. Yeah, but he should have sat there and like thought it through, because I would expect this character to like have a flashback and think it through, like, because at least it was shown that he actually, was dedicated, to winning these races, these challenges and stuff to get that Easter egg. And then like at least thought through, like maybe like he's like, okay, I'm gonna get it. It's like, what am I doing wrong? Like think it through, flashbacks and stuff, and it's like I got it. I gotta go that way. I gotta go backwards and stuff. But yeah, they didn't do that. He had to go back and then back to the race, because like set in runtime or something like that. So I mean, those are the things I would have changed about the first part, which I think a lot of people have enjoyed, like a lot more. I'm not saying you can't have the T-Rex pop up at some point or whatever, to make it a little bit more challenging with the Mario Kart race or whatever, and then a Cyber Demon at the end there or something like that, or but just the fact that they can only bump into. And I'm not looking at it. I'm just thinking. That's my thinking face. So, that they can only bump into each other, but they couldn't, have anything. Like they couldn't. What was, like the death race stuff or whatever? Something going on. I don't know. But yeah, that's one thing I changed. And at the they also needed more weapons fries and stuff. Like they could have added more, like how I said, the Cyber Demon, or they could have put this. Was it the Spider Mine or the Spider Demon? I apologize about that. I only know really the Cyber Demon. I did play the second one. I think had the Spider Mind, I think, in it, if I'm not mistaken. I think the second one too. Alright, it's been a while since I played the originals, so I played like I played, let's see which ones. I played the first two. I played the one that was on the 64. That was actually the first one I played, and I told my dad, like, no, I didn't play that game, and it really wasn't that scary to me until I played the third one. I'm like, holy shit, this thing is fucking creepy. That one was a horror game, like I go around the corner, I'm like, like, like I'm not kidding. I think I was like 16, 17 when I got that game, and it was fucking giving me nightmares. I'm not lying. That game scared the shit out of me, especially when I played the demo that was on the Doom movie. And like I was playing it, and then I didn't want to go to sleep, or like I was about to play it. I was like wake my friend Andrew up. I'm like, dude, can you like like that's how much of a chicken I was. Like I'm not kidding. Like I was a serious wuss at those points in my life. I'm just like, this is fucking scary. But yeah, no, not when I played that one. The one that came out when 2016, I think. Is that the correct year? Sometimes I get these things wrong, but they go to have like the BFG gun, and I can imagine that would have been fun. It's like, I think Artemis would have been the one to have that. And she just shoots it and just like kills like several guys. I don't know, dozens of men, or like at once, like, the IOI guys, and then like. Holy crap, this thing is powerful. It's like, yeah, it's the big fucking gun. Like, what do you expect? Like, that would have been fun. Like, if, Wade saw it, it's like, do you know what that is? She'd be like, no, what is it? That's the big fucking gun. It's like alright, but, she shoots us like, no, I understand why it's called the big fucking. Although, I don't know how many times you can use the F word for to be PG-13 rating. I'm guessing there's like a minimum limit, but it was kind of funny though seeing Chucky used as a weapon. He's like, it's fucking Chucky, and his head gets stuck. That was funny. But yeah, the BFG, and then we saw the Spartans. Why the fuck are they using assault rifles? Like, where are the battle rifles? The Spartan laser, for God's sake. You know, and you got, was it the brute weapon that like they use that had like the grenade launcher, and then the frickin' missile launcher, the rocket launcher, the one that locks on, not the other fucking piece of shit one that doesn't. Like, I hate that one so much. I want one that locks on. So that one should have been in it. You know, one of them. Someone should have had the pistol from the first one with the scope. I like that weapon. I like it. I don't care what anyone else says. That I really like that pistol. That's my favorite one. If I had that one, man, I wouldn't take it everywhere I go. Probably wouldn't be a good idea. Especially I would need like a concealed like license, like carry permit stuff. So, yeah, that one should have been there. A sniper rifle, stuff from like Halo 4 and 5, and and they all had like the same armor design. Like, mix it up. Like that should have been the thing. Like, they should have mixed that up. Like, they didn't all have to look the same. They don't all have to be Master Chiefs. So, especially like with Halo, was it Halo 3 or? I think it was Halo 3 where they had like the different armor sets at first, and then I think they continue on Halo Reach. I think so. But that, yeah, I think the Halo Reach continue that. But yeah, they should have had that, where you do your custom armor sets and stuff. Like, that should have been something for that group of guys. I don't know why there was no. Well, I'm not going to get into it. That just sounds stupid on my part. But yeah, those group of guys, they should have had like mix of armor sets and stuff, because it's not just one armor set. And I mean, we've seen that in the video game, at least with Halo 5. There's different stuff going on. So that should have been mixed up. And there should have been Starfighter shit going on up above. The Mechagodzilla design, it's its own. I was watching the Angry Joe show, and he's like, "What's that design?" It's its own design. That's just his own version. It's Nolan Sorrento's own version of Mechagodzilla. I mean, it might be closer to that. Well, it's not closer to the second one. I don't think so. It's more close related to, I guess, the third design. So, yeah, I would say so, because the first one is like designed by aliens. Well, that's the original one. Then they did a reboot in the 80s. And then they... Frick. Well, because there's the Tokyo SOS version of Mechagodzilla. I'm sorry, I'm nerding because I think every Godzilla. Yeah, I've watched every Godzilla movie, so yeah, because there's the original one, and then they were rebuilding that one, and then there was not Mechagodzilla, but there was that other robot that they used in the Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. I'm a nerd, I'm sorry. But yeah, so there was that one. But yeah, it would have been cool if actually someone had their avatar ability. But I don't understand why they all have one life in the Oasis. Like, that seems kind of cheap. You figure you have like multiple lives and stuff, and at least, or I don't know, unless they're doing health bars and stuff and you have to re-heal. So, I don't know. Doesn't exactly go well into detail how that stuff works. It's just like one life and you're dead. So, um, yeah, there's that. But yeah, I was expecting the Starfighter battles and stuff up above. That would have been cool. Have Wide Wings come down to just bomb the crap out of those IOI guys. Especially to make Godzilla just go boom, boom, boom. And then, like, yeah, but yeah, like, someone could have turned it into Godzilla. Either the one from 2014, which would be humongous. The thing would be huge. Not Shin Godzilla. That, too cheesy. Because I own that movie. And, like, Godzilla just shoots his radiation, you know, stuff, like, out from his tail and from his, you know, spikes, or, well, I would have to figure out what they're called exactly, but from his, like, his back, or those dorsal fins or something like that. So I think that's what they would be called, but, and, like, out of his mouth too a lot. It's just, it's a little bit silly. So that would have been cool to see that in the movie, because it's been a while since we've seen that kind of thing happen. But yeah, for like the third challenge, I'm still thinking of what the second one would be, because I mean, the shiny thing was cool, but I think for the third one, because the challenge for that is like, you know, you just play and find the little thing to get the developer's name or whatever for the first Easter egg. And I'm like, you know, because it's just, you know, you're supposed to have fun to play, you know, you just play. Okay, here's the problem with that, is that a lot of people don't have that kind of capacity for video games. Like, not a lot of players do that. A lot of players, like their Call of Duty, Battlefield, Battlefront kind of stuff. You know, they like to play and have an end and then play with their friends online and stuff, like, you know, Halo and stuff like that. I, on the other hand, do like my Fallout and Skyrim, where I venture all around and stuff. Like, I don't mind doing that. I don't like Death Claws. I don't know why the hell there's rad scorpions in frickin' the Commonwealth, because there's scorpions down here in Arizona. I don't know of any that live up there in Boston, because that would make zero sense. I mean, unless, you know, they moved around or something like that. But, you know, I would have just kept them out of the game. You know, Death Claws could have been removed too. That would have been nice. I hate running into those things. Those could have been in that movie too, at least the Death Claws. For like a certain challenge or something like that. Maybe for like something with the second one. I don't know. Or someone could have been, their avatar could have been a Death Claw, or, you know. You know, we saw an Alien. I didn't see Predator, which is unfortunate. Seeing like a group of predators would have been nice. At least 3, or, you know, if they wanted to do that. But yeah, for the third challenge, I think would have been cool. This is me going full nerd, okay? It should have been like a dungeon challenge, and the dungeon or something like that could have been the mines of Moria. They could have been finding some orcs. And then they face a Balrog of Morgoth. Now, that's me. You know, going on my thing and stuff, and, you know, they could have maybe had like AI avatars or something like that, you know, if they want to choose like someone to help them defeat the Balrog or something like that, you know. You know, they could have had like, you know, Great Gandalf, you know, the Wizard, or the Gandalf the White, if they wanted to, or Aragorn, or Legolas, whomever they wanted. For the books, movies, you know, video games, whatever they wanted to do. And, you know, or, you know, maybe there could have done like a way to get around the Balrog without feeding him or something like that, or it. I should say it because I don't know if Balrogs have any genders. They're just created by Morgoth, and I'm like, man. And that guy was scary. I think his original name was Melkor. I gotta read the book with some Valerian. But yeah, I think that would have been a cool third challenge. Like the first one, a Mario Kart racing track. This Mario Kart racing track, throwing shells and stuff and everything at everyone, watching things fly over. And they could have a Tyrannosaurus Rex at some point if they wanted to, or forget the damn T-Rex, man. Have it like, because I don't know why it has to be on the surface too. Like have it, you could have had it where it, went underwater. You could have seen like all these sea creatures and stuff of, like a megalodon if they wanted to, or other sort of dinosaur sea creatures and stuff. Like they could have done so much with that race part if they wanted to, but they didn't. They kind of kept it short, and I'm like, man, like they could have done more with this movie. But I don't know, they didn't want to. I guess it's a good thing I wasn't in charge of a lot of stuff, because Steven Spielberg finally like, dude, there's a lot of crap going on. It's like, yeah, well, there's a gremlin. And you're like, oh shit. But yeah, and I think the Justice League being there would have been nice, especially the Avengers. But I don't think Disney's gonna allow one of their characters or whatever show up in a movie like that. So, except just for allowing the Millennium Falcon to be spoken of, that's about it. But yeah, I'm not sure what I've done. I mean, I guess if they want to go with the horror thing, they could have done Resident Evil. Sorry, I got a kick message from my friend Isabella. Yeah, that would have been. They could have. Okay, they could have done Resident Evil 7. Ooh, actually, I don't know. Especially with the production, I don't know when. Ooh, may or not. At least they could have done like either Resident Evil 0 or first Resident Evil game as that second challenge. Because, man, scare the shit out of some people. Like, because, especially H, and I actually like that character. That character is pretty badass. I do like, Daito and Sho and stuff. And although Artemis seems kind of meh, like her character in this movie, it's just, like, the only cool thing about her is the first part of the movie where she has that bike from a chemo. Is that what it's called? I am sorry if I am. My God. Sorry. Ah, man, they should have like one Punch Man and in there at least. Not Ghost in the Shell, because that 2006 17 movie, I think. 17, not 16. 2017 movie. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the year right and stuff because of when I moved down and stuff. But yeah, One Punch Man. I don't know if they would have done Sword Art Online, because that's kind of like the same thing as this movie, sort of. But I don't know, because they could have done a lot more, especially like had a completely fantasy planet with the cut off in certain sections, with like a Lord of the Rings like Middle Earth section if they wanted to, and I don't know, Elder Scrolls section with all the continents and stuff, and And I think I've done a lot. I think um, instead of keys, they should have searched for certain like legendary items, at least. And the items would like come together and stuff, and like maybe reveal a secret door or something like that. You know, because I was watching Red Letter Media on their Half in the Bag review of this movie, and I totally forgot about this thing. Like it blew my, because this is a show I'm going to refer to that I watched like when I was in high school, middle school, and I really did enjoy this show. And when this guy was talking about it, I'm like, oh, I totally forgot about that. Because Ernest Cline writing this movie is obviously going to think some people are going to forget, but not everyone forgets. Like, because the key thing, so there is a show called Danny Phantom, and there was an episode, I forget the episode and stuff, but I think it was probably season 2 when this was going on. The episode was pretty much like where they're in cyberspace, pretty much, like not them, like, but they have like these avatars and stuff, and they're playing this game where they have to collect these keys to pretty much win this game, and I guess take over the internet or something, and they have to get like 7 keys. And I'm like, when he's talking about that stuff, and I'm like, oh. And this show was before that book came out. It was well before that book came out, and I'm like, oh boy, he might get lost. But the thing though about the movie and the book is that nothing's really original. It's all borrowed material stuff. So, but yeah, because like in the book, like I said, Samantha and Wade didn't meet until the end, which I think would have been nice for this movie, because instead of like, oh, they're like, welcome to the rebellion, Wade, I'm like, so when I saw that trailer, I'm like, oh, they're meeting really soon. I'm like, okay, and yeah, cyber crashing. Don't ever do it. Take it from me, okay? I'm gonna tell a honest story. Because when I was listening to this whole thing that, Helen was pretty much telling Wade, I'm like, are we talking about my life here? Because I'm kind of freaking out like someone's spying on me. Because I was like, I kind of like, I talked in my previous video, PlayStation Home. If anyone remembers that, comment down below or like the video or something, I guess. Well, comment down below. Because I remember when there was this company that was going to do a replacement for it, for the PlayStation 4, but I got like the Xbox One instead. Oh, I might get the Xbox One X at some point. But, yeah, they were talking about replacing it and stuff, because PlayStation Home was pretty much just like a beta mode or something like that. But I think they shut it down on purpose. Like, I don't know, they would have kept it running or what. I mean, I kind of wish they did, but it's probably because they weren't making enough money, or there was complaints and these certain things going on. But here's the thing, how I relate to Wade in this kind of situation, especially from where H is coming from, is that, let's see, I was being an idiot, not being careful, but this person lived in a completely different state, so it's not like anything was really going to come back on me. But there was a girl avatar, and this girl avatar though was acting more kind of like, I don't know, bisexual, lesbian leaning. And later on I figured out from a friend of mine that this was actually a douche as his avatar. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was pissed. And it was like an overweight dude with was it green dyed hair or something like that. So this is all true. I am not making this up. I wish I was, but because I'm watching this movie, man, I'm like, damn, like I feel like I'm watching like a rewind of the shit mistakes of the shitty mistakes I was making. I'm like, dude, like, wait, you can't. That's like, it's literally a rule. If you're ever online playing with people, you cannot tell them your name. Period. Like, you just don't, and you don't meet them at all. The only one way it worked for the only person who it's worked for, I know, was an old friend of mine, Nick, who met a girl in Florida online, and he actually did fly down there to meet her. That's the only one person I know out of everyone I went to high school with, middle school, elementary. Although there was nothing really going on with online stuff in elementary, or except emails and stuff. But I don't remember when MySpace started. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, that's that. But yeah, anyways, I think the whole thing with Wade telling her and stuff, because it was kind of pushing the story in a certain way. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, why the fuck, dude? So, yeah, let's see. And I feel like, so, there's that character, the mercenary, played by T.J. Miller. Well, he's not played, he does the voice of the character. That's hired by Nolan from time to time as like a mercenary, I guess. And I was like, man, it would have been cool if there was a complete opposite character to this who could be there, kind of like looking out for Wade. Because Artemis, Daito, Sho, and H just don't have it in them to take on this guy. And it would have been cool for me personally. I don't know about for you guys. If in that club scene was just so where he's about to shoot, I think it would have been cool if there was like a hood ranger that has its bow out and just shoots at the guy's gun, and the guy's like, oh, frick, it's him! It's that ranger dude! But me fanboying on that shit or thinking of what ifs and stuff, but yeah. But yeah, so for the first race, I'm just gonna reiterate this. For the first race, I think it should have been at least like a Mario Kart thing. Underwater stuff going on. And it would have been cool. I don't know, was it the Megasaurus that was in Jurassic World? They had a part in it where, like at least at some point it comes and it's trying to like eat some of the racers and stuff. That would have been cool. And then at least up top, and then maybe the Tyrannosaurus Rex comes. I don't know about the wrecking balls though, but I don't know, or instead Tusken Raiders would have been better. I'm sorry guys, I sometimes I think of these things and I'm like, man, this sounds a lot better than what was given. I'm sure everyone would actually prefer Tusken Raiders. It's like, oh my gosh, it's Tusken Raiders shooting at those racers, like Phantom Menace flashback. Which even that racetrack, although, I mean, the only thing they were doing there was bumping in, but they were fast. So, especially like, oh, that's right, that's the other racing game I played was that Star Wars Pod Racer. That's like the only other one I ever played. That was back on PS1. But, yeah, oh man, Crash Bandicoot. I was some of that in this movie. That would have been great too. Yeah. But yeah, and then at the very end of Saber Demon, at least, not freaking King Kong. You know, King Kong needs to be fighting off the planes, not stopping racers. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's that. And then yeah, second one, man, Resident Evil Mansion. Yes. Scare the shit out of me. Because that game is more frightening than The Shining by far. I mean, that, especially the seventh one. That's pretty freaky. At least from like the walkthrough stuff I watch, I'm like, oh, they got like all these molds that come out and stuff. And so yeah, that yeah, so something like that. And then yeah, for the third one, like a dungeon thing, like Mines of Moria, with the Balrog. So, you know, at least that would have been something that's like, how do we defeat that? Like, do we have enough coin to get off the way here? So, yeah, yeah, I think I would have done that. But yeah, legendary items and stuff, or like very rare stuff, like put them together and make something to lead them to a certain area, like a secret spot in the oasis, to find it, to find where the Easter egg is. Because I think it's a little bit silly that he has to sign this, like the contract thing, like seriously, you're gonna have him sign that shit in the oasis? Like, how dumb do you think people are? That's a well, it's an invalid or something like that, non-void or some contract. So it's fake. I mean, it's a fake contract. He needs to sign it with the lawyers of various games stuff. So, I mean, that's how it would work. They should have found the Easter egg, and then that would have been it. Stuff instead of that whole trick ya, like you don't get it. He's a selfish bastard. I mean, that's technically what he was trying to do. See if he's selfish, I guess. Like after all that shit, he's like, well, no, I just got all this help from these really nice people. I think I'm just gonna take it all for myself. Like, no. So, yeah, that was a little bit silly. I think, doing something like that with the Balrog, like a really hard, and then you get these legendary items, and then at the end you find the Easter egg. I don't know, like a Hogwarts vault. Like that would have been cool. A Hogwarts vault and stuff. There's like a griffin or something that guards it, but you need this special item to show the griffin it's like that you have all three items, or like the thing, and then the griffin lets you pass, and then you get it. Oh. I'm so sorry. It's just like I feel like I can come up with these better stories instead of like The Shining and stuff, like. Because the movie's pretty much like they're trying to make it like where you learn from Halliday's mistakes, or you're trying to learn from him, from his point of view of how he perceives things. So, yeah, I think. Yeah, I would prefer my version. I don't know if you guys would. comment down below, thumbs it up or something like that, and and then say what you guys would have wanted, I mean, hell, like, I want one thing stuff, may add stuff on, change it up, or say, if you like it the way how it was, that's fine. I mean, that's cool. I just think, if he's in there looking for these things, it actually needs to be an actual challenge, not where you're trying to learn life lessons and stuff from this dude who fucked up on his own. Like seriously, the fuck? Like, doesn't that feel like a waste of time? Like, dude, I know you're screwed up and stuff, but, like, that's not for, like, everyone learns things on their own through their own life experience and stuff. Like, but watching your shit, it's like, dude, you sound like a loser, so you kind of sound like a prick too, and it's like, oh man, I regret this from losing my best friend and not trying to. Sorry, I thought I saw a spot on the wall up there, but but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. Yeah, I just think about the shit that could have been different in this movie. I'm like, man, fun. Well, a lot more fun. I mean, it's just weird though, because he's got the DeLorean to do the flip thing stuff. Like, well, the DeLorean flies according to the model that you have. It's a fly over fucking King Kong, dude. I mean, especially due to the fact that if you get that thing up to 88 miles per hour according to the movie lore. Oh my god. No. That race needed to be fucking changed. They should have. Oh my god, I'm pissed now. I am motherfucking pissed. I wish I could be live talking to someone over this shit, because like, that doesn't make sense. 88 miles per hour, that DeLorean fucking goes through time and shit. He could have fucking bullseyed right through that fucking King Kong AI and just like the construct and like gone to the finish line. There's no reason he needed to go back for. Oh my. What the fuck? That doesn't make sense now. Now that whole. Oh my lord. Dude, that doesn't. He's got the fucking DeLorean that flies. He can fly over it. He can go up to 88 miles an hour. Time travel. All he has to do, literally, is fucking put in the date and time that he wants to go through. Because King Kong can't do anything. He could do it like a 5-minute thing where he shoots right through as he's going to that point, and like literally it will just make him go across. And he's there, and he wins. There's no reason for him to go backwards. There's no... Unless it says in the movie that he cannot do that stuff, there is no reason to prevent him from doing it. Oh my god, that is the most dumbest shit. Oh, Ernest Cline, Zach Penn, Steven Spielberg, and producers. If you watch this video and hear what I just said, you'd be like, oh shit, we didn't think that through, or we think our audience is dumb. No. This guy is not that stupid. You fucked up with that. Oh my lord. That's unacceptable. You cannot be pulling that shit. If he's got the DeLorean, especially at that part where he goes under the truck, like, that thing can fly. So he could have flown over King Kong. He gone high up and come down. We've seen how it works in the freaking Back to the Future Part 2. I mean, I know I have. I know millions of others, at least, have seen that how it works. There's no reason. especially with the 88 miles per hour. Doesn't matter the freaking object right there. You know, as long as I got enough room and stuff to go, that wall, like remember the third one, that's not gonna be there. It can go freaking 10 minutes in the past and stuff and go through King Kong and it's like it's fine. And be on the other side. There's no reason. Oh boy. Maybe this movie needs a 6 out of 10 or something. I don't know. That shit just pissed me off. Maybe it doesn't need a 6. Maybe a 7.5 or something like that. I don't know. But that's retarded. That is so stupid. So, okay, I'm done. Because I don't want to keep going on this tangent rant stuff. And oh my lord. Can't believe that. Yeah. I hope there's at least some other reviewers that are actually doing and going over stuff. And it's like the DeLorean. This model at least can still go at 88 and can fly this high. There's no reason why he can't fly. Alright, I'm done. Bye.